Hi, welcome to Tarot Angel Intuitive. This is Jess here, and I am a psychic medium and an intuitive reader. And I want to thank you if you found your way to this video. That means that there is a message in here that Spirit needs you to have just to kind of guide you on your journey. Again, if you've been here before, I want to welcome you back. And if this is your first time, thank you for here. Just a little disclaimer that I do read a little bit differently. I use tarot and oracle cards in addition to messages that Spirit has for me. So if I have a tarot card, I don't necessarily use a textbook definition, but that's just kind of how me and Spirit work. So guys, I really was not going to do a reading today. I've already done a video earlier, and I was getting ready to go to bed, and I couldn't because Spirit has a message for somebody on here. So we're going to kind of let's kind of tap in and see what needs to be said. This is a general reading. This is also a collective reading, and it's timeless. So like I said, whenever you find it, this is meant for you to find it at that particular time. Energy and time have their own set of rules, and it's completely different than kind of what we force them to be. So just keep that in mind too. They're both fluid and are meant to be that way. Okay, so the energy I'm picking up on is very anxious, a lot of anxiety. I'm feeling a lot of pressure in my chest, very constricted in the upper chest area as well. So let's kind of see where the cards lead us. If you hear snoring in the background, that is my dog. So, okay. I also don't follow any particular spread. I'm a go with the flow type of reader. Well, let's see. All right, Spirit, anything else for this? Oh, I don't know if you guys saw that, but that legit flew out of there. Okay, so let's kind of see what we have. Okay, we have this Sun card. This one I'm getting, you're being presented with a choice. It's such a heavy, it's very profound type of choice. It's almost as if you are having to decide if you want to take, there's two different paths with this one. And with this, it's almost as if you can take this spiritual path. I'm seeing, this is reminding me of the Phoenix energy, almost as if you choose this spiritual path, right? Where time is infinite, which is very interesting that we have the timer in here, and the timer actually has the top of it, even though it's flipped upside down, time is not running out, so it's infinite time. Okay, so we have this concept of infinite time and rebirth. And this is also reminding me alchemizing. So this is a very spiritual path. You can either take this spiritual path, or you can kind of fulfill the contract, is what I'm hearing. Okay, what Spirit is telling me is that you had a soul contract coming here. It's almost as if this is a bonus level for you, a side mission for you to take. You don't have to, because you're still going to fulfill your contract, what you came here to do. And it's going to be good because we've got the sunflowers and it's still a spiritual path, right? You're still going to be victorious. You're still going to be solid on your spiritual journey, but you can kind of level up and take it to a whole different place. Now, when you do that, however, that means that it's going to be it's gonna transform you. Again, Phoenix, you are gonna have to, not literally, but you have to burn everything down and rebuild it. And so if you found this message, then you may feel that within you that you have this choice. And you get to decide which path you want to. Either way, they're both very spiritually led. So let's kind of see what else. Now, these two came up crossing it. Okay. And when I said burning everything to the ground, this whole Phoenix, this whole alchemizing, kind of the old you into a new version of you. We had both of these. Okay, so they did come up crossed like this. So I'm going to take one as being reversed. So basically you're trading in one for the other. The 3 of water, and we have the 9 of water. So you're going to lose some things. Yes, your wishes are going to come true. Yes, you're going to be able to manifest great, great things. However, not everything in this lifetime, in this particular choice that you have, is going to be able to come with you here. You're going to lose relationships, but you're going to lose relationships, excuse me, and then gain new ones that are going to be more suited for that new lifestyle. It's almost as if you're trading in, trading up, but that's got such a negative connotation to the level you're on now. It's not that. It's just a completely different path. And not everybody can be on that supercharged spiritual path if you decide to take it. Free will is at play at any point in here. But you're definitely going to lose important relationships in your life. However, even if this is a solo journey, because that is what I'm sensing in this particular card, even though it's a solo journey, she's still very rooted. I'm sensing that feminine energy. So really going with the flow in that feminine energetic state, a very balanced, state, because even though she's on one leg, she's still in control. She's not stumbling or falling over. But she is divinely supported by her ancestors, by her guardian angels, by the divine, by any deities, if that's something that you ascribe to as well. But she's got a full cup. And the number 3 is standing out to me as well. We have 3 and 9. So basically, if you choose this particular path, yes, you may lose some of those other relationships, situations, outgrowing things, but it's going to be magnified. So you may think that you are on a lone journey for a while there, but however, once you accomplish it, or once you've done this, completed this next level spiritual task, all of your cups are going to be full. And it's interesting here, because typically when I think of a genie in the magic lamp, he's kind of floating. He's not grounded. This one is grounded. His feet are firmly on the ground. So it's a real thing. It's not an illusion. It's not anything that you made up. It's actually going to come to fruition. And in this, there's that contract. So that's your original purpose. You have that. But you also have, healing. You have love. You have peace. You have maybe earth angel, or you're leveling up in your spiritual level. I'm seeing this as the eye of the divine, a wide open crown chakra. We've got the native spirits, we've got the elemental spirits, we've got the balance, the yin and the yang there. It's a very rounded, a well-developed toolbox of divinity and spirituality. And the ultimate jackpot of human existence here. So, let's see, let's put these back here. Okay, so then we have the King of Wind, which is the King of Swords in reverse. Just his face right there. He's almost bored with life. It's almost kind of like, okay, I'm really I have everything I want. I've accomplished everything I want. Now I'm here on my throne. There's nobody around him though. There's no life around him. He's almost kind of, let me turn it this way. He's almost in his own realm here, without a purpose. And so at one point, this is what you had wanted, right? Taking charge of your kingdom and telling your kingdom what it was. But now that you've reached it, now that you've kind of met that goal, you're a bit apathetic about it. Like you want to change things up. You have a new perspective that maybe this didn't give you the fulfillment that you thought it would. And you could be asked, you could have asked out to the divine, what next? What do I need to do next? Where do I need to go? What would give me fulfillment? And so you've been given a choice. But with that choice, you have to, it's not about making sacrifices. It's about balancing things out. And some of the people, the relationships, the situations that you might be in are on a whole different vibrational level than where you're meant to go for that divine higher purpose. And you may have decided that you want to seek out your highest self, that path, because we're given choices on our time here. And you're given choices to be able to decide which path you want to go and if you want to stay where you're at. And you can. Again, that's free will. It's nothing positive, it's nothing negative. It just is. And so you go down that road and you face the challenges that are down that particular road, that particular frequency. And think of it that way. You know, a frequency is like a pathway, like a road. And sometimes what exists in one road can't exist on another road for a different frequency. I hope that made sense. Sorry, I'm just, channeling sometimes, and these examples kind of come out. But if you choose a different road, a different path, it's going to take you to a different ending. Not good, not bad, not positive, not negative. It just is. But those cannot come with you. They wouldn't survive with you. You couldn't really put a penguin in a desert. Weird example. I'm not going to apologize. Somebody maybe that resonated with. They just don't work. Some people just don't. They haven't graduated or changed or are aware of the frequencies that they're at, or they could be so bogged down by unhealed trauma. Past, present, ancestral, past life. It's all stored within the body. It's all energy that has not been resolved and released. And so that's keeping them at a different vibrational level. And if you choose this path, I'm going to tell you right now, you are going to have to deal with your own energetic debris within you. Yes, you've made progress. You've made progress to get to here. However, this is next level. You're going to have to deal with the feelings of apathy. You're going to have to deal with the feelings of depression. You're going to have to deal with the feelings of anxiety and go deeper than that and really dig deep and see where it's stemming from to change your entire frequency. His throne, to me, it looks like it's made of concrete. It is weighing him down. Even the clothes that he's wearing are heavy fabrics. It is weighing him down. And so this is where the alchemizing comes in. You can raise up to the higher self, but that is going to require some work. You're going to have to really shift perspectives, because you're going to go from this masculine energy here, weighed down heavy, living in this world. You're going to have to go more into your feminine energy, that flow state. Doesn't matter the gender, okay? Feminine and masculine energy are all within us, and the key is to find the balance between the two. Feminine energy, that's a flow state. That's the release state of energy. So you can be so stuck. You can be feminine, stuck in this energy. because you've learned not to cry, not to feel or release your emotions, because you have to be the strong one. We're taught not to cry, which is absolutely ridiculous. We're taught not to cry because it makes other people feel uncomfortable. Unless it's used for manipulation, that's a whole different ballgame. But crying to release emotions is a good thing. Your body needs that. That is part of the alchemizing, releasing it. And emotions are energy. Energy is meant to flow. And if it's stopped from flowing, it will, at some point, it will find a way to flow. Think of like power surges. It'll blow out light bulbs. Think of floods. It'll overflow dams. It'll overflow anything trying to contain it. If there is enough energy, enough water, it is going to get there. There's enough power and pressure behind it. It's the same thing with emotions. You have to release it. And so by choosing this path, I think that's part of the message, is for you to really understand, yes, you can get to a higher level, but you're going to trade some things in. And it's not going to be easy. Even with these cups, yes, you can have them. However, it's not like you can just easily grab them, because just like the smoke and the wind, it can move. So it's a very, very careful balance to be able to get them. They're totally different energies. I'm getting the word vagabond with this one. More of like a gypsy life, a free lifestyle, but very open with your spirituality, because there's nothing hiding here. He's very open with, and it's very well versed. Like I said, there's a huge selection of different ones. And maybe you have to try different things to see what's going to work for you. Where you're being called. Maybe there's so many choices, but you never know until you try. But you have to really be willing to trade in what you know now. And that's kind of the choice that you've got. I'm trying to see which deck, because I'm being called to a different deck. So, okay. No, I know where we're going. Okay. What else does the viewer need to know about this journey, this choice? Guys. Okay. had 3 cards come out. Just trying to see where. Okay, here we go. Okay. So we're going to go here. This is, this is going along with the that king right here. So we have the distorted desire. Conscious desire rarely satisfies the unconscious need driving it. So this really goes in conjunction to what I had stated before, where you took this path, you got to this place, and you thought it was going to be something greater than what you're actually feeling. It wasn't. They almost have the same look to a certain degree. Just not happy, very unsatisfied. And so, all right, I'm being led to kind of show this to you, to point this out. So if you can see, there is a light and a path right here. And here, it looks like there's a light behind his head. It's almost as if he has realized that this isn't where he wanted to go, and he's run down this path, shed all of this, and this is where he's at. Oh, I'm getting, okay, this is finding that, this is releasing that feminine energy from that has been standing in masculine energy. And I did a reading similar to this a few weeks ago. So this may I may have the same viewers from that other particular read here. Getting out of that inauthentic feminine, the inauthentic feminine, the feminine energy that had to step in and really do both. The feminine energy had to step in and be both masculine and feminine energies. And it's almost as if the feminine energy wants to break free and go back to her roots. Go back to, which is where that choice is, alchemizing it. Going back and getting grounded and getting rooted and kind of listening, listening to nature, listening to the natural world versus this man-made created world, because there's not even any, it's only just kind of stars in the background, so it's not even grounded in anything. It's almost as if it's a false world. And she's coming back and getting grounded with the ancestry, with the true form, and healing. I'm getting healing from this. I'm hearing shamanism, a lot of Native American, a lot of spirit animals, and I don't know what the bird is. Not that great with birds, guys. I'm so sorry. But there's a bird there that's kind of whispering into me that is always having spirit there and always listening to the guidance of spirit. Here it's not. Okay. Oh, I love this part, this next one. And this one says renewal. So regeneration begins with decay. And that goes exactly to this one. Kind of getting grounded, going back to the natural ways of healing, using crystals, using Reiki, using shamanism, using meditation, a lot of the holistic practices to get back to your roots and alchemizing things. And that phoenix, the journey of the phoenix. And look how beautiful this card is here. It says, you were born enough. You were born enough. What is this? 19. Sometimes when I'm channeling, I can't think straight. I'm in between two worlds. So we have 19, making that choice. Look how beautiful it is. And then going to 20. You were born enough, going through that transformation. And look at the beautiful wings here. And this is reminding me of the flame and kind of rising out of this flame, out of the ashes, transformed in such a state of beauty. You know, really enveloped in that. The coloring here is, okay, I'm supposed to point out my statue with that shape there. So this may be significant for somebody, some of the Egyptian, the ancient Egyptian culture with the coloring here. But that is kind of like a combination of like the heart, the throat, and the third eye chakra. So enveloped with this red, which is the roots. And so it's such honestly, it's almost like a combination of all of these. All of this work, all of these tools, all of the things, the spiritual things that you learned, you were able to incorporate for yourself. And ultimately, you were able to heal yourself by alchemizing, by taking this journey towards your highest self. Going from here, looking down kind of at the ground, but being guided by everybody, the spirits, to really standing firm and being grounded. This is powerful. This is such a powerful transition. And I'm not sure where you are in the journey, because I feel some of you are kind of here in this energy, but some of you, you're in multiple places. And that's the thing. We're going back to time. Time is, it's not linear. How we're taught. You know, we're taught that time can never be undone. No, it cannot be undone. However, energy flows. Today I had a thought that time is almost like, it reminds me of an accordion. And so there are some moments, you know, when you stretch the accordion out, some moments seem to stretch. But then there are other moments that it's almost like when the accordion is in, and then they're so small, they're so little, and they go by so fast. And so our concept of time, we are trying to make it, we're trying to box it in. 1 minute is 60 seconds. And we do that in chunks of time and make it nice and neat and boxed in. But that's not, time isn't an accordion, it's fluid. Energy cannot be boxed in. But we're not taught about energy. Not in the way that we need to be. We're not taught the importance of having that flow state. We're not taught the importance of having balance. Everything is balance. You can't have one that is too heavy on one side, because then it doesn't leave enough on the other side. And the world is all about balance. Karma is a prime example of it. And so we're not taught about the masculine and the feminine energy. We're not taught that that if you keep all those emotions in from traumas and hurts and pains like that, if you keep those traumas in, it is going to stay in your body. And if it stays in your body, it's going to turn toxic. And if it turns toxic in your body, you're going to get sick. And I am not a medical doctor. I practiced as a mental health therapist for many years. And so I loved working with clients that had trauma. I loved working with clients that had depression and anxiety, and I could give them tools where they could help themselves work through this, and teaching them that it is okay, and teaching them how to process emotions. First of all, you've got to learn to be able to name them. That's a great step. Name your emotions. Check in with yourself throughout the day. How are you feeling today? I'm feeling sad. Don't say I am sad, because then you're taking that on as an identifier. You're not sad. You're you. You are a divine being. You are feeling sad. We don't want to give the feelings more power. They just help us identify what's going on within our body. It's almost as if it's a symptom. So identify the feelings, name it, figure out why you feel that way. Well, what made you sad? Oh, well, I was rejected and I didn't feel wanted. Okay. And then you sit with it and you actually feel the feeling. And if you need to cry, cry. And if you need to express it in a different way, then do it that way. But the energy has to come out. If you're not crying, then you're exercising. If you're not exercising, then you're drawing. If you're not drawing, then you're at the gym, or you're punching a pillow, or you're screaming in a safe place where you're not hurting anybody else. I have a friend of mine that when she gets so angry like that, she will just randomly open the back door and just scream. And then she closes it and comes back in and we watch our shows. So whatever you have to do in a safe way to get the energy out, it needs to come out of you. Because if not, it's going to stay in your body. And it's going to fester. If you get a cut on your leg, right? And you immediately cover it up, and you leave it covered up, what is going to happen? It's going to get gross. It's going to get infected. And then eventually, after all of the infection stages, you can get sepsis and it can kill you. Possible, right? Maybe a little dramatic, but it's very possible. No, what you need to do is you get a cut, you clean it out, you change the bandages, And you keep checking on it until it is healed. That is the same process with emotional wounds. And sometimes it can take longer than others. Sometimes you think you've healed from it and then it reopens again. That's just the natural part of healing. What applies to the outside can apply to the inside. And so that's what this journey is going to be. It really is a beautiful journey. It's hard. It's hard, hard, hard. And I'm going to tell you that this is very similar to my journey. Components of it. But on the other side of it, it's amazing. And I'm going to tell you the power that you have knowing that you are living in a truer state. You are not reacting and living life based on being a wounded animal. That came to mind. You know, from a very fear-based, reactionary state, to be able to stand in your ground and be like, no, I don't believe in that, or no, I don't want to do that today, or yes, I would absolutely love to do that, you know, instead of being forced or manipulated by somebody else, or forced and manipulated because you're afraid of somebody else's reactions. This is you learning to heal yourself and stand in your own power because you're confronting what you've been running from. You are taking care of yourself. You are healing. And sitting with it, alchemizing it, and taking this journey. All right, Spirit, what does the viewer need to know that will help on this journey? Talk to your angels. Guys. Yes. Instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. The best thing to do on your spiritual journey is to talk to your spirit team. I mean, they kind of have more answers than you do. Just saying. Ay. But you also have to be open to hearing what they say. And so for some of you, I think you have difficulty knowing when they're talking to you. So this is where meditation is great. And it doesn't have to look like some of the yoga poses and kind of doing it that way. For me, you know, because I'm a single mom and, you know, I have responsibilities. So for me, when I'm taking a shower, I consciously use that time to talk with spirit and have that quiet moment. That's probably about the only time that I get a little bit of peace and quiet. And any of my single moms out there, I think you absolutely understand. And it's still no guarantee. However, or even driving in the car, I'll turn the radio off or all the way down and just kind of sit and just be. And you know, the great thing about hands-free devices now, especially in the car, is that you can talk to yourself or talk out loud to spirit, and people don't think people don't think anything about it. I'm talking to my angels all the time, so they probably think that I'm talking to somebody on the phone. Honestly, I really don't care if they think I'm crazy or not. I mean, I am led by spirit and I know where my support and guidance is, but Some people are self-conscious, or even at the beginning of my journey, I was. At this point, I just don't care anymore. Okay, anything else, Spirit, that the viewer needs to know that will help them on this journey? No, we're going to a different place. Okay. Okay. All right. Flying cards here. Okay, so we'll take these three. Count your blessings, even the small ones. Show gratitude and appreciation for all that you have in your life and all that has yet to come into it. Your best days are still ahead of you. Isn't that a wonderful thought? Yeah, remember on these hard moments of really having to heal some of the past wounds, right? Really going through that emotional process. Keeping that positive attitude. There's always something you can be grateful for. Warm water for showers, right? A hot cup of tea or coffee. Not getting all the red lights going to work in the morning. I mean, there's always something you can find a positive and grateful thing for, and saying those out loud. And just by doing that, that is going to help you have that positive mindset. That's going to help you stay in the balance of the negative energy you're having to alchemize, the denser energy you're having to alchemize, because you're going to counteract that with something positive. And by noticing the little things, that is how Spirit talks to you. Through the little things. You're going to see numbers on the clock. So you'll have angel numbers, or you'll be at the register and you'll see like 1212. And then later on you look at the clock and it says 1212. And then you go past a billboard and it says 1212. That's a sign for you. So look it up. Look up the angel number 1212 and see what it has, what message that has for you. So they talk in numbers. Angels send you messages with coins or feathers. And when that happens, then pay attention to what your thoughts are. Birds. You know, I'll be thinking thoughts and then just a bird will randomly pop up and then leave. And so being very aware of the thoughts that you're thinking. Let go of the old and make way for the new. You may find yourself being distracted by random thoughts, fears, or doubts. Don't allow yourself to be governed by them. Simply observe and choose to take aligned actions and choices. Being aware of your thoughts. That flowed so nicely. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Ooh. Okay, make sure you don't start seeing yourself through the eyes of those who don't value you. You need to know your worth, even when others don't. You are not what people think of you. And that is this journey here. Getting out of this victim mindset. They don't know your story. They don't know what you've been through. And you don't have to tell them. Would it make a difference? No, they're going to see you how they want to see you. Especially if they want to have power and control over you, because that makes them feel like they have power and control in their own lives. That's for another time. We're not doing that. This is about you today. I'm not worried about other people. And that's the message here too. Don't be worried about other people on your own spiritual journey. Every person is given this choice. Every person here on earth has been given this choice. So that means every person here on earth has their own journey. Yes, you love them. Yes, you interact with them. But their opinions and their thoughts don't need to hold more weight over what you are thinking and over your value. Because thoughts can trick us. but it's recognizing where those thoughts are coming from. Your thoughts have more power than you think. But you gotta know your own worth. And that's where the healing comes from. That's where taking time to yourself and really getting away from all the noise. I love that. This is such a good energy to me. It's a very healing energy. Getting out into nature. Sometimes you just got to sit out in nature. And getting into this. This is beautiful. This, the way her hands are, to me, it shows that she's only listening to what Spirit is telling her. She's not listening to the noise of anybody else. This is how you were born. Your soul came into the world like this. And by listening to other people, by listening to societal messages, this is where you were. You gotta find your way back here. And you can do it. Like I said, it's hard work. But the end is you really coming back to who you were born as. Coming back into this divine being. And you can do it. Spirit doesn't want you to fail. It's not a pass fail. If you don't, I don't even want to use the word succeed. If you don't finish a task, or if you regress, or if you go back into old patterns, it doesn't mean you failed. That's a human term. Spirit wants you to enjoy life and to have unconditional love. And if the people that you are surrounded by now can only love you with conditions, and they've taught you that, then that may be part of what you have to trade in. And that's okay, because know this, and this was important on my journey, that there are people that were in my life, and that still are in my life, that loved me as best as they knew how to love. But it didn't mean I really felt loved. And when I realized that I always have been and will be loved and supported by Spirit, that never goes. There's no conditions. There's no strings attached. There's no worries about Spirit getting mad and giving me the silent treatment. No, that's not it. You know, Spirit genuinely wants you to love and be happy and have a great earth experience. We've made it so much harder on ourselves with societal expectations and traditional roles and rules. And yes, there are rules necessary. However, we've kind of been taught to do things out of fear, and we're being manipulated out of fear. And so that's changed the narrative of what life really is supposed to be. We are all equal in our power. We're all enough. It's not good enough. I mean, I hate the term good enough. Good enough means that you're trying to, like, you're barely meeting somebody else's expectations and standards of you. No, you're enough as you are. And Spirit loves you as you are, as you were, as you will be, no matter what. And so for me, really understanding that was a game changer. Because then whoever I lost in my life, because I was changing vibrations, you know, going through my journey, I've kind of been up and down the whole gamut depending on what the issues were that I was addressing. But I always felt that I could always ask Spirit, and I knew, and it was a whole different level. But you got to open your heart up. So whoever I'm reading for, if this resonated with you, please hit that like button. You know, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel if you feel led. If not, that's okay too. Honestly, I'm here to deliver a message. It's not about popularity or anything like that. I'm just going where Spirit tells me to go and doing what I'm being led to do, honestly. I do have information for private readings. Just send me an email. That's in the description box. And if you have any questions, you know, reach out to me. It's going to get so much better if we're here. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There are going to be some really tough times. But this is where you find the gratitude. This is where you look for the small things, because sometimes the small things will help you get through the hard things. Being grateful for the small things. Okay, I'm going to share this because I'm being led to. I was having a particularly hard day, just trying to do the mom thing, getting dinner ready, getting school ready when I was working, just kind of doing that transition time in the evening. And, you know, you get stressed out. Your kids aren't listening to you. You got 50 million things you got to get done. And it was just one of those moments where I was just frustrated and aggravated and not happy and not enjoying life, and, you know, kind of what is all of this stuff. And as I'm cooking dinner, I go in and I have to get a serving spoon or a spatula or something, and I have a container on my counter that has all the utensils in there. And I go to reach in there, and I recognize that there is like something yellow inside of it. So I reach in there and I found an Easter egg. Now, when I found it, it was November. Yeah, it was November. Easter, I think, was in April. So in that moment, you know, finding a literal Easter egg, it was a plastic one with candy in it. I totally ate the chocolate, not gonna lie. Didn't kill me. So I ate the chocolate and I had a good laugh, and it just lightened the mood, and I was extremely grateful for it. So sometimes those little Easter eggs can really help you in those moments. And again, it's about that balance. So I really wish you luck on this, and I'm sending a lot of light and love and healing energy. But I know you can do this. It is well worth it, because this is you finding yourself. You already have that power. You just have to scuff away all that other debris, clean out that wound, and allow it to heal, and do it that way. All right, guys. So yes, I think that was a very important message that Spirit needed me to come and say to you. And I think that is all for tonight. So I do appreciate you spending the time with me. And now I'm going to go ahead and go get in my bed. And I put fresh sheets on it today. So that is super exciting. I think I do have a little one that's crawled into my bed tonight. But, you know, it is what it is. They only stay little for so long. So on that note, thank you, and I hope to see you guys the next reading.